Awesome. I'm back. I got some cookies though. Okay, so today there's one bug I need to fix, but otherwise I'm trying to stabilize my UI library. There we go. So I worked a little bit behind the scenes. Okay. So I fixed my infinite loop, but I didn't do the right fix. So now I have to do the right fix the way that it. Yeah. So instead of fixing it like this, I ended up making it loop the other way. So this ends up at the end. Panel ends up at the end. And then this ends up there. So yeah, that makes it kind of annoying. Okay, so in order to fix it, I thought about a little pattern where for the prev, you don't return an I component. You have to return, I believe, a tuple. And what it will do will be, if we have to go deeper, yeah, I don't know how to explain it better, but so when we loop backwards, there's some complication where we end up on B, but we don't want B's value, we want child 3. And then we go child 3, 2, 1, and only then do you end up on B. Bum, 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 bum. Dum, dum, da, da, dum. Dum, da, da. Man, I need some music with a bit more energy. This one is great, but is there more energy? I have music called like Loneliness. Okay, I guess I'll put it on one piece. There we go. Okay. So I need a new thing in my API. Hit prev. Yeah, so this was the temporary fix. I gotta go back though to the other one. Okay, I could do a little temporary component. Let's do that. Game. Create a new file. We'll call it the temp component. Public class temp. Public temp. Okay, it will be a panel that is very special. I guess I just implement panel and get everything else for free. Panel. I think I'm supposed to pass ID. There's really nothing else here. I don't think, at least. So public, static, push. I'll just copy this whole code, push pop. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, this one will be a special panel that is focusable. Public override bool is focusable. Nice. Wait, what? I guess there's a set. I don't see why not. So why not? So this returns true. Oh. Can I do equals true? Fine, we'll set it here for now. Is focusable equals true. Okay. If has then we'll do let's go check how button is coded, or maybe icon. We'll draw, not draw, we'll do fill angle. Well, F is okay, whoops. Dot red, because why not? Does panel automatically, is there anything such as margins here? No margins, but I think it's okay as long as I have something. As long as I have more than one children, it will be obvious which one has the background color. Okay. Okay, so now I can use that. Instead of a panel, we'll use a temp. Sure. And this one will also push a button. More than one button. That put one, sure, one is okay. That, oops. That put two. Let's do three. I'll do another button here too. Let's start with this. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, we see, so my temp panel is red when I'm allowed to focus it. Very nice. Okay. Okay. So now that I have that done, now I can start testing. Let's just undo just to see how it felt like. Because this one is not bugged, it's just not working the way it should work. Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird. Okay, yeah, I can't have that. It selects the... Oh yeah, and then I can come back on... Oh yeah, okay, yeah, this is really bad. Okay. Okay, so I gotta work with this. I need a new thing in my API then. Just for their purposes. So in other words, when I do get prev on the child, so a component, as you're looping through the children, you have to call a function on top here. Hey, John Games, how are you doing? Hey, want to see something cool? Look at that. I'm making my UI library. And look at this code. I can easily do UIs like this, where you have like a bunch of buttons, and this one here is like your name is no name. And if I click this, this thing can move to a different parent. And the code to do all that. Look at that. You have your, this is a temporary thing. It's a sort of panel. Don't mind the name. So I say, give me a panel, give me a button, also put another button. Oops. And then when I click on this first click me, it toggles a bool. And then if it's true, we pop this current panel and create a new one at a different location. Then we say, give me 1, 2, 3 buttons, and also your name. So because your name is outside of the if, sometimes it's gonna be inside of the first temp, or sometimes it's gonna be inside of the second temp. So you see, this is like a dynamic user interface. And the whole code to write that is here. Very easy. You can create buttons on demand. Yeah. Hey, just for the sake of it, let's do... Oh no, that doesn't work. I wanted to add a counter, but whatever, it's too much work. I got a notice through Discord, but it took me to some other streaming service. Oh yeah, I'm testing a new site called Glimish. It's a bit like Twitch, but there's a lot less delay. If you make an account, you're gonna see it. Here, I'll show you. Check that. Oops. Ah, okay. Whoa, look at that. Okay, let's pause the music. Look at this. Whoa, the speed is so fast. Hello? 1. You see the delay? It's like echo. There's no delay. You see that? That's my live stream that I'm on. Look at the delay on the mouse. Look at the mouse here. That is neat to wonder how they manage. They use a technology called faster than light. You see that? It almost doesn't feel weird because the delay is so small. Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know if you were familiar with a site called Mixer. So Mixer was made by Microsoft. And they created their own streaming technology called FTL. When they decided to close the site, they made FTL become open source. And then this site called Glimish, they decided to use the FTL technology for their own site. So they launched, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was on Tuesday on the 2nd. 1, 2, 3. So we're already, 1 full week, 2 full weeks. So we got 2 full weeks. Twitch uses another technology called RTMP. I don't think they are likely to use FTL. They could if they wanted, because FTL is open source, but I'm sure they have a lot of code that relies on their RTMP. So Glimish is a new streaming site that is also open source. So if you go on like their GitHub thing, let's see. I can probably find it in a second. Where is it? Oh yeah, they have links at the bottom. Very nice. So yeah, this is their GitHub. And I'm guessing this is all their Glimish TV source code right here. So you could, if you want to, create your own streaming website built on their own code. They even tell you how to host your own servers and how to set it up. They also claim to be an open company, and it looks to be true. If we look at the fact about us, next generation built by the community for the community. History came out of the shutdown from Mixer. If we look at frequently, why make this project? Open company. That's an interesting concept. Companies committed to openness. So they every week they do a rundown of their financial status. If you look at the More blog, I believe, they do a recap every week. So like how many people are on their Discord, how it's growing. Twitter, Reddit is like nothing. Then they say how many views happened this month, unique streamers. There's a lot of things, financials. So they show like how many they're making. So apparently they're already paying people. They gave a payout of $1,800 on Wednesday last week. Gross revenue, so now they're at like 6,000. So essentially you get to see the platform grow. So how did the launch go? So that's really awesome. I like the concept. Safety. What's next? And then they say like their current goal, what they're working on in terms of their roadmap, what they're gonna prioritize. I don't know how they did it, but they have a huge support team. So right now, for example, if you have issues, they respond within 1 minute with a real human. I contacted one yesterday. and I got a response in like 10 seconds. And then my problem was solved within 20 seconds. It's really fast. Define fun. And go-tos, the word go-to is banned. For real? I'm gonna allow it. Yeah, don't say bad words here, please, John Games. I have a low tolerance, especially for words like go-to. Why are you not, give me 1 sec, we're gonna fix that so that it never happens again. There we go, that's fixed. Hey, do you not follow this channel? Attacking random people, very good. Wait, so every single time you've always been coming here manually? Dang, that's a lot of work for watching this humble stream. Oh, did you put my stream as your home page? So every time you can check if I'm live. Sorry, the cookie is getting into me. These ones are not cracker, they're like really hard cookies that have the jelly inside. I don't know if I can show that, but you see there's a bit of texture. Well, they're good, but I don't recommend cookies like that. I'm just finishing the box because no one's doing it. Yep, they're doing a lot of dust everywhere. Crumbs. Okay, I need to add a new function, I think. Unless... Can you be honest? Sure. I'll try not to cry. Blue hair. Oh, sorry, I can't. Blue hair. Here, I can solve that for you. Give me 1 sec. Nope, my hair doesn't want to. Frozen, yeah, that's true. That's my normal color, by the way. I had to turn off my filters. Epilepsy warning on this stream, I think. Let's go, lights. Okay, how do we get prev? Am I supposed to call... No, I think I have no choice. Wait, let's just think about this. My goal is to loop backwards, but I end up on panel B first. So I think I need to call a function on panel B to make sure I end up on 3. Explode. Explode safely if you can. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum dum. Dum dum dum. Da-dum. Okay. So yeah, I need a function that I call on this. That gives me the child 3. Back. Maybe I call it back. Or get last. What does it return? I component. Get last. Oh, I'm at the right place. Get prev. And this. Get next. Wait, didn't I have some other functions? Wait, or I put in iParent? Huh. So this one adds the other things. Ooh. But how do you know when you can call this then? Wait, now I'm really confused. Oops. How did I code all that? Wait. Panel, let's bring panel up because I'm working with that. Same with this. Oh, because the component calls that on the parent. Okay. I guess that's legit. But where does this new function get last? Does that also belong in iParent? I don't think it does. List of I component, and I think this is where I would plug that. So you return get last of the children. What about here? Get prev. If the parent does not equal null, you do. So this is on me. So then I do get prev for on the parent. Otherwise, if count is 0, otherwise this. So I think I get to plug my get last on here. This is hard to think about, but let's do it. Get last. And get last is recursive for everyone. Yeah, almost. Okay, well, okay, now I got that. That should work. No, because I end up on... Wait, no, let's think. No, I think I got it. Okay, let's just keep going. I think I got the right algorithm. Oops. I'm so tempted to rename everything to widget. Maybe I should. I wonder if there's debates on that. What is this? Wiki diff. Component is component. Nice, very nice. Hey, welcome, Simplevar. How are you doing? Magento. What is? Wait, there's a thing called Magento that uses both words. Ooh. How am I doing? Pretty good. I'm so close from having a... I'm stabilizing the code for my UI library. Here's an example of a simple code. I coded this... okay, temp is, don't worry about the name, it's just a temporary parent panel that I can put things inside. For example, buttons, labels. Here's how I can create a simple UI. I say, give me a panel, give me a button, give me another button when I click one of the button, it toggles something. That's a bool variable. And then when that's true, I pop the panel and I create a new one. In this one, I add buttons like 1, 2, 3. And then I also add a label. This label either gets added to the first panel or the second, depending if we went into the if statement. So yeah, this whole dynamic interface is coded really nicely with this code. I don't know if that made sense, but classic MUI. Yeah, it's classic, kinda like it's my own API inspired by MUI. So here, one thing that's cool is that this label, yeah, C#, right? Yeah, I like C#. All right, let's code this. iComponent get last. Oh, come on. Is there no autocomplete here? I mean, it's true that it's called get last or whatever. Whoops. What's wrong? Okay, well, fine. This will return this. Yep, we don't go anywhere else. No, this, yeah, this one returns this. Perfect. So what's the actual rendering engine? It's called Monogame. That's what I'm using. Oops. So yeah, games like Stardew Valley were made with this. You write one code base and then it works pretty much everywhere. iOS, Android, Mac, Linux, Windows, PS4, PS Vita, and many more, most likely. Like Stadia is there, Switch. So it's a low-level soft wrapper on top of... Sorry, the music is a bit louder now. There we go. Soft wrapper on... Or... Is it? Can we say soft wrapper? Let's go check. I'm writing a tutorial site and I gave a pretty good... Yeah, well, if you want to think this is like Unity, feel free, but you're gonna be disappointed because they barely give you anything. You have to code most of the engine yourself. Oh, Bastion. Yeah. Fez was made in this. Yeah, 1%. Maybe even less. Maybe like 0.001%. Yeah, I discovered that Unity hires more than 3,000 developers. GL, yeah. Hey, you might like Monogame then. There's a pretty active community. Active Discord server and active forums. Yeah, so Monogame is a thin layer of abstraction over input, sound, and graphics. Yeah, amazing game. I wish maybe I should get back to it. I never finished it. Monogame lets developers write cross-platform code that will run on desktop, mobile, and consoles. Oh, you didn't finish it? Many commercially successful indie games have been shipped since 2007. It's ideal for developers who don't want an engine to dictate their decisions and rather have more control in the development of their game. It has a lot of features for 2D, but doesn't have the type of features that Unreal or Unity have for 3D out of the box. Monogame tries to get out of the developer's way by providing only the essentials: input, sound, and drawing to the screen. Okay, so I think this code is valid. Now let's do the same for the parent. Put it down here. Public virtual iComponent get last. Why don't I get an autocomplete on that? Oh, this one takes nothing. And then this will return if children.count is more than 0. Then we return the children.last. Oops. Otherwise this. So did I write good code? Let's go check. If I did, that was way simpler than expected. Okay. Okay. Okay, it doesn't work. Right now I'm looping backwards. Essentially, this is what I'm doing. Let's say that you have what I call the ImGUI at the top. Inside of that, I have two panels, panel A and panel B. So you can see here at the top, I have two panels, temp there, and sometimes temp B. Yeah, I'm working on tab indexing, but backwards. And also, this will work for controllers. In controllers, you press the up or down, and then it goes backwards or forwards. So the goal is to have, you start on the top, and then go to A, 1, 2, then B, 1, 2, 3. And depending if the thing can have focus, then you go to the next one, or you stay on this one. Forwards, it forwards, well, exactly. Forward is really easy because you can go, you start at the top and then you go A, and then A can go to, so you stop on A, and then you can go on 1, 2. But if you loop backwards, then you start, let's say, on the top, and you're supposed to go straight to 3 if you go backwards. But right now you were going to B. And then from B, well, already it's a mistake because that's why I had the other one. I could like loop backwards and instead do it like this, but then it starts to suck and it's really annoying. This is really, it works, yeah. This is very easy to code, but it's not good, especially because one way you have the panel first, and then the other one is also first, so it's so weird. So I need to, when you go backwards, end up on 3, 2, 1, and only then do you go on B. Yeah, I could, but I don't want to do that. I think my code works though, but I guess it doesn't, because obviously it doesn't. Oh, and this is why I created this temporary panel. This one is a special panel that is focusable, and when it has focus, it draws the background in red. So that allows me to, so it doesn't really do anything, but I can see that now I'm on this panel, and then I'm on the buttons inside. Now I'm looping forward, by the way, so it works. So now you see this panel, then 1, 2, 3, panel, 1, 2, panel, 1, 2, 3. But backwards, bam, bam. What? Wait, what? Okay. I see, so it pretty much works. Wait, why did it work there, but it doesn't work here? Oh, so there's one case I forgot to handle then. Oh, so okay, which case is that? Must be here. Maybe this, children.last? Maybe that's what I forgot? I'm not really thinking, I'm just writing code. Yeah, exactly, root back to last. So forward is okay. Now backwards is fixed. Nice. Yep, but I'm confused. Why when I start, it doesn't highlight the panel first? It goes straight to the button. That's so weird. Wait. Restart. You see, I'm pressing tab right now. Bam. How come I went on the button and not on the big panel? Let's do the same but backwards. This okay, backwards is okay. No, there's no way. If it's selected, it would show it. Oh, maybe you're right. Wait. It got selected, but the panel itself doesn't know. Ooh, that's a bug. Damn, I have too many things open. Wait a second. Yeah. Well, it's not so much. Well, the visuals are like a side effect of having the focus true. Wait, grab focus, not that though. How does the focus start? Is there already a focus from the start? So many questions. Okay, find focus, find prev, find next. You know what I could do? I could have also put a breakpoint and just checked which one it was on. Okay. What is focus? Why do we go... I wonder if it would be more accurate instead of accessing this one here, if I should access the real big letter focus. Equals null. What happens if I do equals null? Then you get null here. I think it would be more logical to use focus here. Okay, so now that I use focus everywhere, yeah, it doesn't leak anywhere, so that's good. So where is this one getting used? Only in remove. And here. Grab focus. Okay. Does grab focus do anything right now? Not really. Okay, we're gonna use breakpoints because I don't see what's going on. What happens if I do next when there's no focus? Okay, anyway, let's do it. When I press update input, find next, let's do a breakpoint here. Bam. Okay, do we first have a focus? Let's add a watch. It's null. Okay, so there's nothing highlighted right now. So why do we not end up on the panel? Anyway, we'll go in. Find focus, go in. Bam, bam. Initial focus is null. Now we go in here. Are we null? We are. Do we have children? Oh, that's interesting. That's a bug. So now everything makes sense. It sets, so right now we're at null. And then since we have children, it's more than 0. You highlight the first, which is my panel. So if we go children, my first one. So it's acting as if my panel was already selected. And then going to the next one after. Yeah, I think in this case, you have to just end the loop instantly. We got the result. Yep. Wait, did I have a to-do? Figure out what should be done if there are multiple children. This is why it might be a good idea for MQI to implement iParent. Okay, this is outdated now. So in other words, oh, there's an issue though. If first is not focusable, then you need to do this next part. Okay, so initial focus would be that. Essentially, if initial focus does not equal if C. So I guess what I have to do is take this first, put it inside of a var, like I don't know, var first. We'll do this children dot first. I might clean up the code afterwards. Now you gotta do on this first, which is this I component, same as C. C is my I component. So I do this 165. Yeah, exactly. So instead of C, I use first. Yeah, I'll have to clean that up. And then the new focus would be. Do I do this or do I just access that right away? Is there any reason to save that? Yeah, I do need it first, but initial focus 2, I guess I keep. So let's just do first, because why not? And then break is not break. I just return. I don't like doing that though. Yeah. So if this is not focusable, we don't do this, and then we just do the regular loop. Because usually a panel would not be focusable, so you don't want to end on the panel. You then have to, if this is not null, then you keep going, then you do your actual loop thing. So wait, why is there something called new focus? Oh, because it gets reassigned every iteration. Of the first child? The first child of the MUI. Which is the first panel. Yeah, it's recursive. Everything is like something all the way down. Well, that was easier to code than expected. So I think I'm ready to commit. I don't even need to test, just kidding. Let's do it. So I'm just gonna read though. Focus. Come on, stop it. I mean, if I'm gonna do return here, should I just do return here too? I mean, this does a break and then eventually the return. Anyway, let's loop forward. Oops. Gotta remove that breakpoint. I hate that it didn't put me on the breakpoint. It kept the... I see that my cursor though is up there. So if I press like left, it would bring me... Anyways. True. I saw a good argument about that. Where if you return right away, you don't need to hold as many state variables in your head. Which means it's easier to read the code. Because then you don't have to do... okay, we're breaking and then keeping going. And then you have to like try to keep track of all the states. I might go for it here since there's nothing after that I care about. I think I'll do it. Return. Whoops. And it's not like it's bad code, right? We're allowed to return from a loop. C# is smart enough. Okay, let's restart just so that I can see what happens. Bum, 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 da, dum. Okay, first tab, bam, red, bam, inside, bam. That's a strong argument, yeah. Because a lot of the complexity in programming is knowing what's going on. And if you don't return, then you have to remember what happened before and keep tracking everything. Okay, now I'm looping backward. Bam. Oops. I guess this is ambiguous. What should happen here? Should it have highlighted the 3? Or should it have highlighted the red? I think it should have highlighted the 3. So instead of doing children.first, now that ImGUI is itself a panel, I can use my own API. No, it's not ambiguous from null. Yeah, no, there's no ambiguity. If we have nothing selected and we go up, we don't want to go to the first, we have to go to the last. Because if we're null, I'll argue that we're technically on the ImGUI. Yeah, so instead of doing children.first, I now consider this a bug. I'm supposed to do get neighbor of this. Wait, no. Oh, there's no ID on this. Wait, no, I did add this. So ImGUI itself is part of this active components. I'm pretty sure I did that. Yeah, when you create it, it adds its own ID, which is 0. So I'm allowed to do my get neighbor right away on this ImGUI instead of doing the first. Makes the code ever so slightly harder to read though. Does it mean that I'm allowed to not do this whole initial state? Yep. Let's try it. But I think I might, now that I have this code, I might be able to get, if it's null, instead of doing this, I can set my first to my own ID. So initial focus will be my own ID. And then it's about, yeah, I think this will be better. Let's loop backwards. Now it works, loop forward. Perfect. Okay, now this whole code can be simplified. In other words, if children.count is more than 0, I don't even need I don't think I even need this check anymore. I think this becomes an else. And initial focus becomes me. Yeah, this whole code gets deleted. And this will be ID. Maybe I even get rid of that and I set initial focus to me up here. ID. And then if right now we have something, it's gonna be null, not null, so then we can just set a value right there. Yeah, exactly. But now we know that this is never null. So I might even get rid of this whole check. Huh, it just works. It's nice how the code is starting to compose itself and it gets cleaner and cleaner. Yeah, it just works. Wait, did I check that twice? Let's try. It just works. Yep. So now this is never null, so this is not nullable. And now we don't care. Now we have to go and do value, I think. Yeah. This value doesn't exist. New focus, I keep forgetting, but this is important because we're reassigning during the loop. So this does my bootstrap. and then we do the new focus. The first time it's on the either the currently focused thing or the big daddy at the top. And initial focus. I don't think so, because initial focus is used as my breaking condition. In other words, if I'm looping, you don't want to loop forever. If you come back to the, if you loop over everything in the tree and nothing can be focused, you need to have an exit condition. And in that case, the focus will remain null. It's impossible to focus anything. Yep. Okay, I think I finally got the right code for this. I'm so happy that now it's readable at least. I think that someone that isn't me could read this for a little bit and figure out what's going on. Oh, but it's so nice when you have good focus handling. And people can still do their own focus handling to override this. Okay, so I'll commit this. I don't want temp though. So let's bring panel back. Oh yeah, let's also test with panel. Like that. Let's just test this. If the panel is not focusable, now we go straight to the buttons. Let's see how that feels. Forward, we go straight to the button. I'm restarting just to make sure I'm from a clean slate where the focus is null. I could have also put something that I could click that would clear the focus. Backwards, bam, straight on the tree. If I click this, nothing. Oh, I can't click this and keep the focus on that. I'll do a click me and hide the click me. We'll do, so what does this start on? True. We'll put this guy. We'll do if toggle and that. No, you can't do that. Wait, how do I make sure that this is shown? No, it does work. If toggle and that. If find focus could be at 2 directions instead of 1. Yeah, so this already works. Let's say that, so you're thinking of the case where you have a big grid with a bunch of buttons and you can go up, down, left, right. Did I see something weird happen? We'll make this do nothing, do something. Does nothing. We'll call it does something. Yeah, so it works. I'll show you my design right after. Oh, I hard-coded the panel position right now. Right now the panel don't have any layout, so I'm just doing it manually. Let's give it a bit more space. Eventually those can be docked panels. They could be windows that you move around the screen or whatever. Okay. So if I click this, whoa. Oh, whoops, my bad. This one we want a permanent button. Oh, what will happen? It will test an edge case too, but I think I tested that in the past. So I can tab, click me, we lose everything. I see a flicker, why is that? Because the button is active for 1 extra frame. True. Yeah. In other words, yeah, it's working as designed. Because on the frame that this guy makes this become false, you don't draw this, but you will still have drawn the button. And then only on the next frame, now this is false and this one becomes not shown because this is false. So that's why there's like a weird flicker. So here, so now that I know that this works, let's get rid of my temp. We don't need that. I'm just making sure temp, I don't want to undo anything else. Will be forever lost. Okay, here, let's cancel because I'm too scared. Let's commit everything first and then I'll cancel the other one. We got everything. Wait, no, we don't. Find focus behavior. When you remove something, you go through this, let's say the cleanup. The cleanup here does the thing, it checks every component if they're still alive, based on if they were pinged last frame. Yeah, it works because this is a not equal. But what if current frame? Oh no, there is a bug. I'll add a fix me. Yeah, I have to add a note because this current frame is a uint, and when we overflow, we go back to, let's say, 0. In other words, if I do, no, it works because 0 minus 1 will overflow back to the end. Wow, okay, that's cool. Okay, never mind, there's no bug here. Okay, so what happens is when you clean up, you call you check if this one. Yeah, well, we need to think about every case, right? Maybe someone's gonna like my game so much that they're gonna play for years. They're gonna be like, oh, this game is way too fun, I can't close my computer, and I gotta make sure I don't quit. Yeah, well, maybe they're gonna be doing this with their children. And then the children, they're gonna preserve the computer as a relic. And they're gonna be like, this is the most fun game in the world. And then at some point they're gonna end up with this bug and they're gonna be like, for one frame my thing did not get removed. And they're gonna complain to my own grandchildren. Hey, it could happen, who knows? Anyway, so you end up in remove. Oh, 136. Hey, you see, it's not that long. But though it's actually faster than that because it's not seconds. Let's say you're executing the game 60 frames per second. So you can divide that 136 here by 60 or something. Anyways, so we end up in here. And if what we're deleting happens to be what's in focus, we clear the focus. Okay, I'm gonna commit that. We're gonna get rid of temp. By the way, I wasn't actually scared, I just did that for the memes. Okay. I'm gonna do a slight merge review. Yeah. I kind of like this menu way more than this random shit. So let's not commit game root. 2 years, yeah. Oh, it's down to 2 years now? Yeah, you see? Ooh. This thing is way too powerful for its own good. Get last. My component, so I added this get last to my API. Can't wait to start writing docs. You know why? We have to ping ourselves because otherwise we might remove the whole root parent from the tree. I think that is a long... No, it's a uint, right? Yeah. Okay, let's do a slight merge review. So we now have... Oh, I already committed the other one. Interesting. So I committed a bunch of things with bugs. Anyways, add. So we add us. Do a bunch of things. Set that. IDs. Use this frame. We make sure that ID 0 is reserved. Yeah. Focus ID. Yeah, that's okay. Slightly refactor. Fix me. This is no longer true. Yep, this is fixed. Where's my fix me? Fix me. Perfect. On this project. This UI project, not that long, maybe 1 or 2 months at most. Not every day, like just on and off. My main game though, I guess you've never seen it, right? My main game is this. It's a game called Rashtal, where you're playing on an alien planet with a massive volcano. Hey, thanks. The volcano is so big that all life has evolved to use the volcanic energy. For example, trees have free-flowing lava flowing right inside of them. And in different areas on the tree, you have explosions bursting out. Bam, bam. Your goal in this game is to control a little creature. Try your best to run on top of the trees and not get exploded. It's a puzzle rhythm game. I can show you my my old demo. Here, I'll show you the current, the latest release build to my beta testers. Can I be a playtester? Hey, join my Discord. You could, if you're not already there. This build is so old. Anyways. So every level is a time loop. The explosions repeat, and your goal is to figure out how to cross. Where are the safe spots and when are they? Here, I'll show you the current graphics slightly, and then I'll do the old demo, because the old demo is way better to explain the game. Anyways, so yeah, this is what it looks like. Impossible game, yeah. The difference is that in this one, you don't react to things. Like, you don't have an anticipation frame. It's like either you were there before the explosion and now the explosion is on you, so you're dead. Well, I think the impossible game, you have things moving towards you so you can dodge them. So in mine, you have a bit more. There's a memorization step. Solid square, yeah. It was a great game though. A lot of Flash games were really cool. So here's my really old demo. If you're there when the explosion spawns, you die. Otherwise, you're allowed to jump into the explosion. Okay. From there, you can have levels like this, where you have permanent safe spots. So it's pretty obvious how to cross. You just go somewhere and then you stay there while the explosion passes. Some levels like this have no permanent safe spots. So you have to start dodging stuff. So this one is just, you have to notice there's a big line. So while the line is there, you have to be at the top. And then this one, the explosion starts going towards you. You just have to jump into the explosion afterwards. That's the mechanic that I think will be the hardest to teach. that you can jump into them. You just can't be there if they're spawning on you. This one is a oops. This one is not only are there no permanent safe spots, you have to backtrack. So by the way, this is not a beginner map, it's just a showcase map. It's a good map to show different features that the game can have. This level is very boring, but it's like a constant rhythm, and the solution is pretty complex. Yeah, exactly. This is a simple level that takes roughly 2 seconds to beat. Oh, whoops. This one was mostly designed for the aesthetics. It's fast, but it's not too hard. Here, I'll show the lines where I'm clicking. Is there another one that is not too hard? This one just requires a simple zigzag. So a lot of this game is understanding the movements, how fast your character can travel, and then also are looking at the explosions and trying to see where could I possibly be. So this one is also pretty simple, it's just a simple zigzag. As you can see in this game, a lot of the things is like you die, you respawn instantly, and you can try again. Oops. There we go. So it's very fast. You can try things really fast, fail really fast, and when you're good, most levels can be done in 2 seconds. This is a nice little level that shows, so in this game when you click somewhere, your character goes there with the shortest possible path. In other words, this level was designed to break the pathfinding. If you click to go to the end, your guy is like getting wrecked. You have to actually manually pathfind around this little node. And then you're able to cross. This is my old big boss level, so it's a really hard level. Oops, that you have to survive for 12 seconds. Oh, whoops, I keep missing. Thanks. Oh, how did I fail? Well, I know how I failed, but how did I misclick like that? Ooh. There we go. Yeah, that was a lot of back and forth. So this game is a puzzle game, and this level here was designed to really showcase the puzzle element. Hey Virgil, what's up? Long time no see. I'm showing the game, and then I'm also working on the UI framework for my engine. So the game is not open source, but most of the engine I'm always refactoring it and making it open source. So I don't know if you managed to figure out how to cross, but you can see how there's 2 holes in the center. So you think maybe with the right timing you're able to run it and reach the end. So you try your best to go into it at the right time, but you can't quite make it. So you say, oh, maybe I need to have better timing. So you try really hard, go, 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 but you can't make it. Yeah, exactly, so you manage to solve it. So you go all the way here, and then you can go back, and then you're fast enough to reach it. Bam. So using this, you can make some really subtle levels. This level here was made for just precision clicking. Oh, whoops, I went at the wrong time. Bam, bam, bam. So, I mean, there's a bit of forgiveness, but you have to be really centered mostly. Yeah, exactly. It's a buy time. Oops. This is just filler level. It's really not that good. Oops. What? I think that's the first time I die like that. What? Wait, how did I... Oh, okay, I can't do this. This is too hard now. Okay, sorry. This is so easy that I never failed before. And somehow I failed. The intended... so the reason it's a bad level is because my real solution was this. What? Oh. Oh, okay, I forgot that you can't go down at all. You have to stay parallel. There we go. That was the real solution, but in reality you can just mostly run it and only do this last part. Anyway, so that's the general idea. Right now I'm working on the map editor, and one thing that I want is a nice UI. And I want to reuse the UI for other games, like game jams. Let's see if this is interesting. Placeholder name for an name unspecified good or product. So suppose we have a widget factory that produces 100 units per year. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah. So my design is on the user side or the programmer side, you want code like ImGUI. But on the, if you want to implement your own components for your game, so ImGUI is not really good for user-facing UIs. I want mine to be good on user-facing UIs. So I coded, for example, if you look at an icon takes, for example, a little image. So this is a component. And then I have the API like update your size. So your preferred, I guess I never need to do that. Okay, this can be optimized. We don't need this code. Anyways, then you have the draw. So figure out the coordinates and then draw it at a position. And then this is where so this is like a normal component in a normal user interface. And then I add this public static icon put. And this is where the ImGUI comes in. So the user-facing API. So here you put the region, you give it an ID, and then it already exists, so you return the same one, and then you just update. So you can every loop, every frame, change the texture if you felt like it. But if it doesn't exist, then you create it. Yeah. And then you can register the component to its parent. So that allows you every frame to change the parent. Pretty smooth, yeah, exactly. So this is like the best of both worlds. Coding a component is super easy. You can put your logic or your state. Your state can live in here. For example, if I look at my button code, what is a button? It takes a child and then it displays the child. With some states about if I currently got clicked, if I'm focused, inputs. I can do like if the mouse got released, and then all my logic. So it's really easy to implement new components and scale the API for every game. have to end the stream soon. Okay, so earlier you asked the question about how to have focus on more than one axis. Here's a library that I designed that allows me to do some really cool stuff. I call it the apo.input. I wrote some good docs too. So it's a polling input library for Monogame. So I'm guessing you're familiar with ways of coding inputs. It's usually a lot of people for user interface will use events and callbacks. So you say like if someone is clicking, call this function, and then you do your clicking logic. But in a lot of games you use instead polling. So every frame you check if something is happening. So I coded this input library to do polling input. And one thing that is really awesome, so it's really easy to use. Let's say you want to jump. I want a jump that works on my space bar on my keyboard. I'll lower the music a bit more. I want a jump that works on my gamepad A or my mouse left button. So now this jump works on many different platforms and input schemes. And then when I want to jump, I do if jump.pressed, then you can do the jump. Something else that is interesting. So I'll skip a bunch of the docs, but let's say you want to do a run. So this one you say, okay, when I'm gonna hold shift right, this is a run. And also I have a walk on right. So on this one you do run.held, walk.held. Now an issue that comes with polling. Yeah, exactly. Now with polling you have an issue because walk is a subset of run. Or maybe the other way, run is an over, because both are doing keys that are right. But when you press one, you don't want both to run at the same time. It's either run or walk. So my thing gives you something called track, the track namespace. So you can do track.keyboardRun on keys that are right. And now when you use the tracking system, if run is executed, so this returns true, this will return false. If you stop running, now walk can return true. Because both of them are tracking the right key. So walk is track. Yeah, exactly. Walk is only right, but run. Oh, okay, that's what you would do. But it's really, really annoying, especially when you start coding and maybe having rebindable keys. You can't think about every single way that a run could be done. Maybe someone is like, oh, my run, I'm really comfortable with, I want to hold a bunch of buttons. And now you start having a bunch of, you start having a bunch of input conflicts and it sucks. So in my system, you can track keys behind the scenes. So this is all handled behind, you don't care about anything. I don't have to say walk is when you're not holding shift. Okay, so all that to say that now you're able to track specific things and build big input trees. So when it comes to, so that's for the input library. And I built my ImGUI wannabe user interface on top of this. So, oh, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. ImGUI has find focus. Yeah, the first one has priority. So the way that I coded my update input is first you update every single children, and then you do focus press that released. Oh, by the way, this is wrong. You need to handle. Okay, I'll do a side parenthesis on this. Let's say you look at button. One thing that you don't want. So if you only do things on release, it allows you to click one button, drag, and release somewhere else. And then if there's a button somewhere else, it clicks that other button. This is really bad UI, or UX rather. So in other words, you have to track when the user presses down, and if you release, then it's a click. But if you drag, you go elsewhere and release, yeah, you want to allow canceling. But I'm allowed to stay on this button, drag a bit, or drag away, and then come back. And if I come back and release, then the button can still be clicked. That's okay, because you're allowed to like say, oh, I'm gonna cancel, but then never mind, I don't want to cancel. So yeah, this means that you have to go on pressed, and then you have to essentially, I call this consuming. So when you do pressed, it consumes this thing that I call mouse interaction, which is coded by left click. So you do like mouse press is now true. And while mouse is true, then you want to consume the mouse so that no one else can use it. And then when you eventually release, this behind the scene consumes it, because you're very similar to event propagation. Exactly. It's event propagation with polling based input. This API allows you to also pass in a bool, can't consume. So you could, if you want, pass false. You know, sometimes you do a button, but you need more logic to really know if you're gonna use that button. So you can here pass false to not consume, do all your extra logic, and only at the end you determine, yes, I want to consume that. So this is what this here does. So you have access to a dot consume to manually. So I could like pass false and then later consume. Yeah. Anyways, now that you understand that, that's why this here is bad code. Because, yeah, hey, thanks. This is bad code because you don't want to only do something on release. You have to do something on the press, the during, and then the release. Anyway, so if you decide to lay out your components in a grid, maybe you have a special panel that you call like a grid panel. Well, this grid panel would be a child. It would also get its update input. And then it could do its own thing. And then because it called like the focus prev, and it's working on the same keys as the focus. So this one works on the keys up. What is this? Focus prev. So I can do either my up arrow or tab with shift, or gamepad up. So this says like any of those of the parameters in this. So you have 1, 2, 3. And this here is a group of keys. So in this one, everything has to trigger. So the tab has to be pressed and any condition has to trigger. And this any works on either left or right or both, but at least one of them has to be pressed. Anyways, you see how you're able to build really nice input trees. You can mix keyboards, mouse, gamepads. Everything, it becomes an I condition. Yeah. So yeah, this big grid panel could, if it wanted, do something on focus prev. And then this one would always return false because it's been done somewhere else before. So a lot of my the way I consume inputs is do the things in the right order, and then everything just works. It does require like a bit of thinking about like what is the right order for things. But overall, I think it makes for some really clean code. just because polling I feel is a lot cleaner than events. Like doing the same thing would require a lot more code normally. Dang, I started the streamer about 2 hours ago, and I turned on my big light, and the light bulb exploded. So yeah, that's why my stream is so dark right now. Yeah, it's like not today. Did I comment already? Oh, I didn't comment. Let's do it. So I already reviewed this, right? Okay, what about panel? It's kind of hard to read, so let's go there directly. Get last. If you have children, you return the last one. Otherwise, if you have no one, you return yourself. That looks good. And then get last has also been called here. Let's go check. Oh, that's the prev. Get prev. If we have a parent, so get prev gets called if currently we have panel in focus. So if the panel is focused, then you want to go to the parent. So if we have a parent called get prev on it. Otherwise, if we have children, give me the last children and call get last. And then if it's a panel, it will do its own get last to find its own children that last. So that's recursive. Doesn't look dark. Oh wait, I did put a filter earlier so that my camera would be I lowered the brightness. There we go. Yeah, so if the thing is a parent, it will call its own get last, find its own last parent, its own children that... Wait, is that a mistake? Yeah, I found a mistake. That's a bug. I need to call last dot get last. It has to be recursive all the way down. Let's say you have a panel that itself has a panel that has a panel. You want to go all the way down until the last thing. Then you'll go up, get into the panel, parent, up, panel, up. Yeah, okay. Hey, good thing I'm doing that's why we do code reviews, just to catch those bugs. That could have never been something that people notice, because most of the time it's okay. But as soon as you start doing complex UIs, this would have ended up a bug. Anyways, so get last. If you don't have any children, just return yourself. That's okay. And this only happens if we don't have a parent. So that's okay. So we'll just loop to ourselves. Bam, bam, bam. Next one, get last. Gets called here. So how does this work? Get prev. I guess this one is short enough that I can see it here. Get prev, if you have a component given, find its index -1. So we get the one before. If we're still above 0 or equal, then return this children's get last, this other children's get last. Or if we ended up below 0, so we were looping through the children, now we end up on the panel, bam, which is this. So this works. We don't need to go through the parent here. So then once we're this, if you called get next again, it would end up in here, which would go through the parent. Perfect. And the get last. Oops. Make sure to bring this in. That's my fix. There we go. So wow, let's just run this to make sure I didn't break anything. But normally this is good code. Okay, let's go backwards. Yeah, it's so great to have something that Hey, by the way, one of the reasons why you have to handle the whole life cycle of an input. So for example, here you have to have the whole life cycle, because check what happens. Oops. There's already a bug that I'll have to fix. Tab. I'm pressing tab. Now I'm pressing shift tab. Now I'm holding tab. I'm gonna release shift. You see how now oh, whoa, you see that? Yeah, that's really bad. So I'm holding tab, shift tab, holding tab, release shift, bam, release tab, bam. Yeah, that's very bad UX. Anyways. That's why you write to do it. It's not even a to do, this is a like fix me. Man, damn. It's so slow, git stats is. UI, whatever. Wait, you're not allowed to do that? Source. Can I do this? Ooh. Why was this not getting updated? There we go, fix me is there. So I think I'm ready for a comment, and I have to end the stream here. It was barely 2 hours, but I got some good progress. I'm talking about how everything works makes me understand what I'm doing better. And then I'm finding bugs as I'm doing it. This week I'm working really hard to stabilize this API. So tomorrow I'll be looking through all the code, removing all the fluff, renaming functions that could have better names. And hopefully by the end of the week this will be a stable library that I can release on because I already have a release, but it's on the old version. So this is apo.gui, and it's currently on version 0.2 stable, but the new version 1 will be way better. On the old version, doing this, the old version was pure retained UI. It was so much boilerplate code to do this. Do I still have the code? Game starter. Look at the code for the old. I need to end the stream, but let's just look at this really fast. I had to like go in this constructor and then build a whole UI, like a bunch of menus. Because I couldn't have imgui, whatever. I forgot. I never know how to say it. You couldn't do like a bunch of if to build your UI. So I created this thing called a switcher on this menu screens. So main, settings, debug, quit. And then I made like setup main menu. So I had to like build my panel, set up my layouts, do a bunch of things like create a title. Because things were so complicated, I had to make functions for everything. Like create title, what is this? A label with a border, with create button, and then I had to have a bunch of callbacks. So if we resume game, what's going on? If we click on this, select menu, oh man. Nowadays it's way more fun. MGUI changes everything. Okay, fix focus handling. Hey Dedal, you're catching me at the end of the stream. I'm doing my commit and I'm gone. Fix focus handling. Fix prev focus handling. Anyway, thanks for everyone. Thanks for hanging out, Simplevar. See you most likely another day. I try to stream every day. Usually not this late. Sometimes I'm in the morning. Right now it's 7:20 p.m. Eastern time. Anyway, peace.